All right, guys, we're recording. So happy Monday again. I want to apologize if I'm talking a little bit slower. I am just exhausted from life at the moment. I literally don't know what I would do without our products. Like, scary to think about, right? If this is me exhausted today, could you imagine what it was like two years ago, 2.5 years ago? Like, it's amazing. Rob and I actually sat down the other day and just kind of looked at each other and we were looking at our house and we're just like, can you imagine, like, 2 years ago, did we think we would be here? 2 years ago, did we think this is like what it would be? And both of us were just kind of like, no, it's crazy. It was always a dream, but it was just crazy. So, but anyways, what I want to talk about tonight is I want to retouch on my DMO, so daily method of operation, as my hair is a mess, don't mind me. And then I want to talk about the popcorn effect. And I'm sure if you have looked around in our team pages, you've heard me talk about the popcorn effect and you've heard me talk about DMOs. Neither of those are new topics. Let me see if I can get rid of this going on over here. There we go. Okay. Hopefully it stops dinging in the background. I apologize. I don't know how to unlink my phone from my laptop. I can run a business from my phone and my laptop, but I do not know how to unlink them. So, hey. But anyway, so what I want to start with, see, there I go, is my DMO, so daily method of operations. But something I want to talk about that, if you don't know what I'm talking about and you are on our downlines, I would like you to, not like right this second, but sometime this week, type in DMO, literally, and I'll put it in the chat, and watch that training, because it's going to go more in depth with the different steps that I do. But the one thing of the DMOs that I want to talk about is retention rate and how to follow up with the people who, and I'm sorry, I'm trying to talk a little bit louder because my dogs are going crazy. Can everyone hear me okay over them? Are we good? Okay, cool. Horse dog living. And then my mother rehomed her Yorkie to us. So now we have 2 Great Danes and a teacup Yorkie. So life is a zoo around here. But anyways, so what I want to talk about is the retention rate. When you do your follow-ups, a lot of times people think that follow-ups, and I was somebody who thought this also until I started to kind of look at my numbers and I was like, something's missing here. So a lot of times when you do follow-ups, you probably only follow up with potentials, right? You have your list of potentials and you're like, let me follow up with them. We're missing our customers who have already ordered and our team members who are not as active on Zooms or team chat or your chat or messaging you, right? I was looking, and I can pull up the exact number actually right now. And of course my dog is every time I go on a Zoom, my dog decides to drink her little river of water over there. Okay. So for instance, I have total brand promoters, 3,079, right? But right this second, wait, where was it? I just saw it, of how many people were active. It doesn't tell me. Okay, I swear I saw it earlier on there, but I could be tired. If I find it, I'll put it in the notes of this video when I load it. But so I have over 3,000 babes on my downline, right? But if I had over 3,000 active babes in my downline, I would definitely be a 200K, right? Like, let's be real. So yes, I have 3,000 on my team, but that does not mean that 3,000 people are active, qualified and active. That does not mean I have 3,000 babes that are ordering products. That does not mean, and then another thing for customers, on our team, we have 7,900. Wow. I didn't even look at that. Good job, team. 7,954. Like, can we just take a second and just a round of applause for that? Because I haven't looked at that number in a really long time. So wow, congratulations. Y'all just woke me up. That just gave me a whole sense of like a new, like, I'm like, let's do this. So yes, we have 7,900, and what was it, like 54? What did I say? I don't know. See, brain. 7,900 customers, but do we have 7,900 customers ordering every month? No. For me, what I do when I do my follow-ups, and I do this twice a month, I follow up, I pull my customer reports. And if you don't know how to pull your customer reports, it's in your cloud office, and you're going to go to my team, and then you're going to click the very last one, and it's going to say my customers. And that will bring up every single customer in your, like you're their sponsor or you're their enroller. It's going to bring up anybody that has created a free account, anybody that has ordered. What I do with that is I click on the top, I click last order, and then I scroll down to the bottom, because that gives you it's from latest to newest. So at the very bottom, it's the people who just ordered. I now take those, and this is kind of time consuming as you start to grow a big customer base, right? But it's so worth it. So then I take those and I kind of separate them into like the first half of the month and the second half of the month. So I do customer follow-ups the first week of the month and the last week of the month. Why do I do that? My first half of the month are people who ordered the 15th or before. Even if it's not on auto ship, I'm talking about anybody who has ever ordered. And the last month of my follow-ups are people who have ordered the 16th through the end of the month, whatever that may be, right? So the reason I do it like that is because anybody who is older, like an older customer of mine, if they've been using the products and they ordered like the second, right? And they just now ordered, right? I'm not then going to go on the 15th and be like, hey, are you ready to reorder? No. And that's not what I do for my follow-ups either, but you're not going to message them with the intent of them reordering. That dog and its squeaker toy. Anyways, my life. So you're obviously not going to want to do that, right? So I separate them. So it gives them time if they just ordered to actually get the products in their systems and try it, right? 2, it allows me and it will allow you to be your own customer service. Meaning if there's an issue, like they don't like the shake flavor that they chose, or they aren't using the products correctly, or they're getting a headache. Whoever has ever had a customer say they have a headache, right? And then you ask them how much water they're drinking, and they're like, oh, I don't know, maybe a cup. And you're like, oh boy, your body is so dehydrated, right? So it allows you to be your own customer service, and it allows you to troubleshoot. These are things that it also helps you grow trust with your customers, because you actually are checking in and actually trying to help them and figure out what you can do for them. Also, it allows you to offer different products. Sorry, that was very attractive. Apologize. It allows you to offer different products. I swear, every time I get on a voice memo or a Zoom, I either like hiccup or burp or something, and it's the most unattractive thing in my life, but it's all right. So with that being said, if you have somebody that is like, I really, really like it, but I would love some more energy during the day, right? Or I really, really love it, but I would love can I take the lifestyle mix at night as like a meal replacement, right? If you have customers that ask you this, it allows you to now be your own customer service and offer the products that would fit into that. If you have a customer and they say, I really love the products, but I would love like a midday pick-me-up, right? You can offer Boost, Activate, Pure. You can offer all these different things. And then not only are you helping them with another month's order, you're now adding onto it, and they're learning to love more products. Or say that you have, which I've heard a lot, is, hey, can I take the lifestyle mix like for my dinner as like a meal replacement? For me, I don't ever suggest that, just because the lifestyle mix does have caffeine in it, 25 milligrams of caffeine, I want to say. So for me, if you are like me, if I were to have that for dinner, I would be up all night and have a really hard time falling asleep. but some people don't have that issue. So if you're like me, I would suggest our Fit line. I would suggest Recover over Build, because Build has more protein than Recover, so they're not going to have to worry about that excess protein before they go to sleep to gain the weight. It'll actually just be a meal replacement. So the more you learn about the products, the more you're able to troubleshoot and you're able to offer more things when people ask you. So part of my daily method of operations, my DMOs that I do and that I offer, are troubleshooting for my customers, reaching out to my customers. Another thing that I do is at the end of the month, I reach out to all of my new customers. Anybody from this month that ordered from me, I reach out to them by the end of the month. And I just say, hey, just checking in to make sure you got your products, you didn't have any questions, and how they're going for you during your first month. I genuinely don't reach out to people saying, hey, like, let's get you your next order, or let's order. That's not my reason for reaching out to people. However, me being able to reach out to my customers and do follow-ups and genuinely ask how they're doing, how they're liking the products, how they're feeling, how they're using it, this, that, or the other, right, has raised my retention rate, where I know every single month, all of my accounts, and I run 3 accounts for me, my fiance, and my mom, that I know all 3 of my accounts are going to have at least 2 auto ship customers right off the bat, because I have people that continually reorder. And that has also allowed me to set people up on auto ships. Most time, my customers, they don't on the first month want to be set up in an auto ship, right? They're like, I want to try it for a month and then let you know. So once they try it and they fall in love, then you can re-mention that and be like, hey, by the way, we do have the auto ship. Would you like me to turn it on for you? We can turn it off at any time. And 8 times out of 10, they're like, hey, yeah, can you set it up for like the 25th or the 15th? And I'm like, yes, absolutely. So it works for them. It allows you to troubleshoot. It allows you to offer different product options. It allows you to also show your knowledge for the products, which is also a huge thing. If you are struggling that aspect, we have a couple really, really good training videos on our team page. So try and rewatch those a couple times. I know for me, my background is nursing, so the products were my jam, but my background, I cannot stand numbers. So the comp plan was not my jam. So you better bet I've watched our comp plan like 37 times, that video. If you are the opposite in the products you're having trouble with, rewatch the product videos. So that's how I deal with my customer side, right? The next thing I also make sure to do is every single person in my downline will hear from me either every month or every other month. Unless they ghost me or leave me on red, then I'm like, I take the hint. Like, I didn't do it. If guys didn't talk to me, I'm not going to do it if my team doesn't talk to me. Like, right? So for me, I am huge on reaching out once a month, if not every other month, with a little bit of a larger team. And how life has been right now, it's been more like, Cash, shh. Sorry. It's been more like every other month for me. But when life gets more on the groove of things, I'll be back to every month reaching out to my team. So what I do, and I try not, and I don't do it all in one day. Do not exhaust yourself. If you have a schedule and you are busy and you're like, I don't know how I'm going to add anything else, don't let it stress you. Start with one person a day, right? And how I do it is I go to my back office and I click my team and I click sponsorship downline. The reason I do sponsorship downline is, and I start there, is because it allows me to reach out to every single person that has enrolled with me. Placement downline is anybody just on your team in general. It doesn't mean that they personally enrolled with you. So sponsorship downline, to me, it's very, very important that if somebody trusted me and they joined me, that they, that they know that my inbox is always open. And I'm telling you, I reach out to anybody, even if they have 0 volume since, or they only joined on a pack and they haven't had any volume or anything since then. I don't care. I still reach out to see how they are. I still reach out to be like, hey, like, how are you? What's going on? I talk to people that are no longer active in my team, and that is fine. You know why? Because that's not what this is about. I didn't get into this industry to build volume off of people. I got into this industry to build people. So for me, if somebody joins my team And I tell, and if you've been personally enrolled with me, I tell you, like, you're never bothering me. Like, you are part of my family. You're stuck with me. Like, hey, hi, hello, you better love me because you're stuck with me. Like, if you're personally enrolled with me, like, you know this. You can text me, you can call me, you can FaceTime me, you can do whatever you need. Like, I'm there. And I mean that even if you don't have volume. Volume is not what builds your team. People build your team. And if you want a team that's going to flourish and a team that's going to grow, you have to start helping build your people. And that starts from within, not from volume, not from them spending money, not from any of that. So if you have not checked in on the people that you have sponsored, even from day one, now if they don't respond to you and they ghost you and you're just left on red, like, that's fine. 100%. Right? Like, you don't have to keep putting yourself out there and being like, hey girl, like, how are you? Or, hey, I was thinking about you. A simple, like, hey, I was thinking about you goes such a long way. Sorry. So for me, if they don't respond to me, then, and I go to do another check-in and I notice they don't respond to me, I don't then send another message, right? I'm not going to bug anybody. I'm not here to like hound anybody and be like, why aren't they messaging me? But at least they know at one point in time, like, I genuinely would say, hey, like, they were on my mind. I was checking on them. If they respond to me, great. Like, let's have a conversation. How are you? How are things, like this, that, or the other? If it turns into Thrive related, then it turns into Thrive related, but that is not my intention. I don't ever, ever, ever message a single one of the people in my sponsorship downline or in my team ever for the idea to be like, hey, like, how's Thrive going for you? That's not my job. That's not what I'm here for. I'm not your manager and I'm not your boss. If you're having an issue, you'll come to me, right? You don't need me in your inbox being like, how are your numbers? How is your team going? Do you need help with anything? Like, what's this? What's that? I will just genuinely check on you as a human. And then if you want to turn it around to, hey, like, I could really use help with this, then you know what? I'm there. Let's help you with that. But that's not what these are. So if you are not checking on your team, checking on your customers, I really, really, really want you guys to add that kind of genuine, like, intention and value into your business, because you will be so surprised the type of business that will flourish when you show people that you are here for people and not here for numbers, customers and promoter related. So if you have not added follow-ups like this and you've only added follow-ups of potentials, I really, really want you guys to work on adding them in March. Heck, February isn't even over. You can check in on your customers this month. You can check in on team members this month, right? Add it in, one a day, one customer and one promoter a day. It's not going to break your time schedule. It's not going to break the bank. It's not going to break like anything like that, right? Just to genuinely check in with 2 people a day until you do your entire customer base and your entire customer or your entire promoters. Then if you are a 4K or a 12K or anybody who has sponsorship legs with people underneath them, then you can genuinely just reach out to people and be like, hey, like, how are you? How are things? Like, you can do that. I do that sometimes too, but I start with my own personally sponsored because I don't ever want to step on toes. And I don't ever want anybody to think that if I'm reaching out and just saying like, hey, hi, hello to your downline, that I think they're not doing something, because I think every single person on here is an amazing leader. I think every single person on here has the full potential to be everything that they want to be, whether it be exactly how their business is running right now or triple, tenfold, double, whatever you want it to be is what I want your business to be. But you have to understand that if somebody reaches out, it's genuine. It's not like, hey, like checking in on you, because I'm never going to check in on you. You're never going to see me in your inbox saying like, hey, how's Thrive going? You're never going to see me in your inbox being like, hey, like, what's going on with your team this month? What's going on? Because if there's anything that you want to talk about, you'll come to me. When I check in on you, I'm genuinely checking in. And I know Brittany does the same thing. But if you have not added that, again, I would really, really, really suggest starting. You could do one customer, one promoter tonight. You could start it tomorrow. You can start it March 1st. But I really, really hope that everybody in here adds that kind of value and intention to their business moving forward if you haven't already. Because when you shower your business with that kind of like adding value of yourself and pouring yourself into people, of growing people and not numbers, you'll be actually very, very pleasantly surprised what happens to your numbers without you even watching them. You won't even realize what's going on. And it's just because people feel like they should, like you're a heartbeat, right? Not a number. The question was, should the same go for those potential customers who haven't ordered due to finances? I do my follow-ups separately, but my follow-ups with my team and my customer are obviously what we just went over. So follow-ups for potentials, we've talked about conversations and stuff like that. You absolutely can follow up with your potentials just to see how they're doing, just to keep the conversation open. But my big thing with this tonight is that I really wanted to remind everybody that you can have an amazing retention rate just by showing people that you care. And genuinely meaning it, not like just being like, oh, let me do this because Lynn suggested it. Like genuinely meaning it when you're reaching out to people. Britt, did you have anything to add to DMOs, or am I good to start on my next subject?
You're good to start. That was perfect.
Yay. Okay, hold on. Get this blast in my system. Ooh, there was a dog. So many dang dogs in this house. Okay, so my next subject that I want to talk about, and if you're on our team page, it's going to be, if you type in consistency, you'll see it pop up, and it's about the popcorn effect. And I'm going to try and get it as right as possible, but again, I'm a little tired tonight, so bear with me. And I want to talk about your consistency now versus your consistency when there's a bonus on the line, or your consistency when there's, more importantly, a rank bonus on the line. And not calling anybody out, but if you feel like, damn, this is me, then maybe it's a little bit of you, right? I'm not speaking on anybody specifically. It was just something that I noticed about myself a while ago, and I was thinking about what I wanted to talk about tonight, and I was like, you know what, this is a perfect topic because we don't have any bonuses up right now, right? Except for the first 14 days that everybody gets. But right now, like for the first time in a while, we don't have like even a 4K bonus. And I know that can be discouraging, right? It can be one of those things where you're like, dang, like I really wanted that rank bonus, or you hit 4K before that bonus and you wanted 12K, or you hit 12K and you wanted that 40K. And you're just kind of like, what the F? Like, now I just need to wait. They're going to come out with more and I just need to wait, right? And then you sit there and you wait and you wait and you don't put the consistency in your business. And then when the company, because we all know our company is bomb, like let's not lie, we know our comp plan and our CEOs are amazing and they're gonna roll bonuses out like this year. Like let's be real. I'm not speaking, and actually we're recording, so let me reword that. I do not know for sure that we are getting bonuses. I have no inside knowledge. Let me just be very, very clear and frank since we are recording, but our company is amazing and we are bound to have more bonuses eventually, right? Like, let's be real. That's all I need, right? Is someone to be like, Lindsay Reed said, and I'm like, oh, no, she did not. So let's be real. Our comp plan is amazing. Our CEOs are amazing. Like they're rolling out promos for us all the time. They're rolling out like, our CEOs are just amazing. So I have no doubt that we will have more bonuses in the future. But what I want to talk about is your business right now. If you wait and you wait and you wait and you let off that gas, right? And I'm going to use the popcorn theory in a second. If you've heard me talk about this before in a training, you're going to know exactly what I'm talking about. But for me, if you sit and you wait and you only work consistently every single day, adding that heat to your business, when there's a bonus, and then you let off the gas and you pull that heat away from your business when there is not a bonus, those times when there are a bonus, you're rebuilding. These months when we don't have bonuses is where your business is made from. This is where it's built. This is where the ground floor and the foundation and the walls of think of your business as a house, right? Your foundation and your walls are built during the times that you don't have a bonus. They're built during the times when you're showing up every single day, consistently grinding and working and being there for your business, because I can guarantee you, if you let off the gas, your following's going to know, right? Your followers know if you are being less intentional. Your followers know when you are stepping away. They're like, okay, maybe she quit. Maybe she's not doing anymore. Maybe the product stopped working. Like the other day I made a post and I said, you know what? I'll stop sharing about the company and the products when they stop working and they stop providing. Don't hold your breath. Because no matter what, I'm going to run, whether there's a bonus or not. I didn't earn a rank bonus, right? I didn't hit 200K when they were out. We earned Rob's 40K rank bonus, and then our repeat bonus, which was amazing. We earned it for the $220,000 bonus, but I was not running for a bonus when we hit that. Actually, Rob's rank advancement bonus for the 40K that we earned, I didn't even realize that we were close to earning that. If that tells you how much I was not even running towards a bonus. Am I grateful for it? Am I forever thankful for it? Every single day. That's Rob's like, he's right here. He's like, yep, we are. But I was not running towards it. I gave birth that month, y'all. I forgot about that. What? Yeah, you can get water, babe. You're fine. I gave birth that month. That's how much I was not running for it. Like I was not even focused on his account. I was like, you know what? If it happens, it happens. It'll happen. Right? I gave birth that month. I was like not paying attention. And I log in and I'm like, holy shit. Like we're almost there. And he was like, what do you mean? And I was like, we're almost there. But you know why we were almost there? Because on the months that I was not focused on it, I was building. On the months that I was not focused on what bonus was up for grabs, I was building our residual income. Residual income is built off of what you do today. What you do today will pay out, what was it? Like what you do today pays out in 6 months. What you do today pays out in the future. What you put in today and you put in tomorrow and the next day, it's a compound effect. And it builds. And that's what residual income and a solid foundation of your business is built on. And now I'm going to bring in the popcorn effect now that I kind of talked about that, right? So say that your business is a bag of popcorn, like kernels, right? Unpopped popcorn, and the heat is your consistency, right? You're going to put that bag of popcorn into a microwave. You're going to push popcorn and it's going to go for a little bit, adding heat. So your business is getting consistency. It's going. And then all of a sudden you hear a no. Okay, stop the microwave. Got to pull the popcorn out. Are you going to have any kernels? Is it going to be all kernels or is it going to be all popcorn? Probably not going to be popcorn yet, right? It's still going to be those kernels. Then whether you hear from your upline or the company, say the company releases a weekend promo and then you're like, oh, I can do this. I got this. This is my business. I'm going to work this promo this weekend. It's mine. Like free shipping, free sculpt. Oh yes, I can totally work this. Everybody's going to want it. So you put your popcorn back in, you hit start again and it's going and you're working and you're working and you're working. And then you don't get a customer on that weekend promo. That's it. It's not for me. Pull it out. Stop the microwave, right? You pull your popcorn out. You still don't have any popcorn. You might have like a little pop because of the 2 times, right? Like a little pop, a little interest, one person in your inbox, but you don't have any popcorn. Then let's say a bonus happens, right? A bonus that you can get, say it's a 4K bonus that you're going towards and it's only available for the 1 month, right? So you put your popcorn back in, you're like, that's it, I'm going 4K this month. This is mine, I'm going. You put your popcorn back in, you hit the microwave, you say go again. And you're running all month long, right? Until you hear a no from somebody. And you're like, you know what? It's okay because this bonus, it's mine, I'm going. And you start hearing pop, 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 pop on your popcorn, right? Then the month ends and you're just shy of 4K and you don't earn it. You're crushed. You say, you know what? That's it. You pull your popcorn out. You have about this much popcorn out of this much that can happen, right? But because you keep putting the bag in and pulling it out, you're not allowing that heat, that consistency to pop your popcorn. Those kernels are your business. That popcorn is your success. When you continue to start and stop and start and stop and start and stop and start and stop, you're not allowing your success to hit. What would happen is for 90 days, 3 months, you kept running and running and running and running and consistently showing up every single day, that would be like the whole 2 minutes of that popcorn button, right? You would get every single day working, you would hear a new pop, pop, pop. By the end of that 3 months, you're going to have a weekly check. During those 3 months, you're going to have a weekly check. Instead of a one-time bonus payout, that one-time bonus payout could equal your weekly payouts. It'd be worth it, right? Weekly payouts of what a one-time bonus would be. I know for me, I saw the bigger picture when I started running for this, and I earned bonuses. Do not get me wrong. I earned bonuses and I am so thankful, and I will never, ever take them for granted. But I would give up every single bonus that we earned for the weekly checks that we earn today. Because the last 2 years growing and showing up every single day allowed me to earn the weekly checks that we have, the 5-figure weekly paychecks that we now have. They were not 5 figures when I started 2 years ago. Shoot, a year in, they weren't even 5 figures, right? But because I did not stop, and when you do not stop and you allow that consistency, that heat to hit your popcorn, instead of stopping the microwave and pulling that out and really getting half-assed popcorn, like, let's be real, it's probably not even fully popped when you do that. And then you wonder why it's not working. And you're like, well, this isn't working for me. What am I doing wrong? Why can't I do this? Let's see, what else have I heard? I'm stuck. This isn't for me. You make it look so easy. You have a large following, right? None of that happened overnight. You know that when I started this industry, not even this industry, I'll pull it back to when I started with Flavel. I had less than 300 followers, and Christina Brill can contest to this, because I remember when I hit my first 1,000, I texted her and I was like, oh my gosh, girl, I'm almost at your level. She had 10,000, by the way. I was not almost at her level, but I was like, yes, I'm at 1,000. And she was like, and she was teaching me how to do it. And she was like, you just have to do this, that, or the other. And I signed her. She's one of my babes. And I was like, because you know what? You got to be willing to learn. If social media isn't your jam, become a sponge. Admit that it isn't your jam and learn from those that it is. I remember texting Christina every single day, and I was like, okay, so how does this look? And I didn't start using presets right away. I had to figure out how to do that. I was watching people and I was like, okay, let's see if I can get a filter that works that way. I was on like Pick Tap Go, like changing and like moving. If you've ever used it, I was like clarity and pop and like all these different things. I was all over it. If you have that app, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And I basically made myself look like the top of this freaking blender bottle one day. And I was like, I did something wrong, start over. But the thing is, you have to have a day one to have a day. Where am I at? 600 and something. If you skip the day one and you skip the having no network, having no team, having no customer base, and you wake up the next day and you're like, what the heck? I still have none. And it's been a day, it's been a week, it's been a month, it's been a year. And you're like, what the heck is going on? You're not allowing yourself to grow. You're not admitting your weaknesses and finding people who those are their strengths. You know that we have a team full of amazing badasses that everybody has a different strength. Every Wednesday we have a team call, right, with our larger team, and we talk about we pull people from all different levels. It doesn't matter if you're a rank or not. Why? Because we all have our own skills and our own things that we are badass at. And when you put us all together, we are a dang force. We're unstoppable. But the only way you get to be unstoppable is when you admit you don't know something. Is when you admit that you need to learn it and that it's not your strong suit, it's your weakness. The minute I admitted that Instagram was my weakness, the minute it became my strength. Because it was no longer held over me. Now I pull more potentials from Instagram than Facebook, and I pulled all my potentials from Facebook. Excuse me, so attractive yet again. So when something is your weakness, turn it into your strength. Become a sponge, become a know-it-all, become somebody that can sit there and say, you know what, this girl's page is exactly what I aspire to be. and watch them. See what they do. Get in their inbox. What are they going to tell you? No? Well, all right, it's not like you know any less than you did before, right? But it might surprise you and they might help you. They might be like, "Oh, it's this app. Oh, I do this. Oh, it's this. Oh, I just use this preset." Right? If you ask, the answer is no. If they tell you no, well, guess what? You don't know any less than you did before. I cannot tell you how many people who aren't on our team reach out to me and ask, if you don't shoot your shot, you're never going to win. Whenever somebody asks me, I don't care if they're in a different marketing company, a different team, I don't care if they're on Jupiter. If they ask me and they're like, "Hey, how did you do this?" I'm telling them. I'm not the only one that does that. There are so many people that are willing to share what they're doing. You just have to ask. And if they're not, then they're not. Whatever. On to the next one. You'll find another one that you like, right? But you have to ask. You have to be a sponge and you have to be a know-it-all, or a learn-it-all, not a know-it-all. Sorry, wrong words. You can't be a know-it-all. You got to be a learn-it-all. There we go. Got it right. But at the end of the day, if you start and stop and start and stop and start and stop, and then you don't admit when something is your weakness, you're letting that win and you're not adding that consistency into it. Every single person here started with 0 network at one time, started with 0 following at one time. Every single person here, and I can tell you for dang sure, signed up with 0 promoters underneath them and 0 customers underneath them. Every single person here has the same resources, the same training pages, the same people to reach out to. It's just what you do with it. The saying is, you can bring a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. You have to learn how to do it and you have to ask. People don't know that you need the help, or people don't know that you're interested unless you ask. And the worst thing they can say is no, or ignore you. But still, even if they do that, you don't know any less than you did before. Oh, hi, Willow. So yeah, that's what I have. Britt, do you have anything that you wanted to add, babe?
Yeah, I wanted to just piggyback off of that, because just in a perspective that Lynn's honestly, like, and my leaders truly, like, I'm so thankful for it. And this is why I'm going to talk on my version real quick, because I was where I was with Lynn's, like where she was going through it last year, where she was growing as a leader. I've been in that kind of season lately. And the one thing I have learned is really looking at yourself and like within consistency, and not to the left or the right, or not like where you want to be, and not focusing on like the long path ahead, but focusing on the inner parts, the growth, the things that you're learning and leaning into. And like, as a leader, you know, we all need to be in that focal point and thinking like yourself that you're already there, but making sure your gas is always being pushed, but giving yourself grace in those moments when it's not as well. And that was something that I had to start doing, and being okay, like, so where am I needing to level up? Where am I holding myself back in? Just because I'm at this part or whatever you guys view me as doesn't mean that I don't have my own growth or my own things that I have to get real on. And so the thing, like the popcorn effect, I always, every single morning, wake up in the morning, and I have to use this analogy to make me always show up the way that I want to show up in life. And I always compare myself to a lion or gazelle. And we've talked about this so much, but the thing about this analogy that I love so much is because it's so true. Like, a lion literally wakes up in Africa with the intent to hunt, because if it does not hunt, it does not eat. And if it does not eat, it dies, it starves to death. And, that's what happens. Same cycle for gazelle. It wakes up to live and survive. Because if it doesn't outrun the fastest lion, it's food, it's prey, it's in survival mode. Okay. And so when you're constantly in survival mode, and this can be in so many different layers, you guys, this isn't just like, hey, maybe you're broke right now and you're in survival mode, or maybe your business isn't where you want it to be, or you're in survival mode. This could be even like with your self growth or your consistency. Like me, for example, the one thing I've been growing through the most right now is my leadership. and making sure as a leader that I'm operating out of love, that I'm operating out of compassion, and that I'm making sure that I'm making an impact. And that means for me, I have to pull from other people. My way isn't always right. How I do things, I can always do better in. I can learn in, I can grow in, I can do differently. And yes, it sometimes sucks calling yourself out and swallowing that pill sometimes, because maybe you're in your own way with certain things. And maybe you're going through the motions. And that's the other thing, like Lindsay's talking about with the popcorn effect. It is so true. If you're just putting your in and out, in and out, in and out, you're going to get saggy, gross popcorn, because you're not going to get that consistency factor that causes that true potential of what it can be when you put it close to the fire. When you're constantly showing up and putting yourself in that consistent rhythm and really asking yourself, are you making an impact? Because that impact is the genuine root of what causes your life to start changing. Not the income, not the rank, not the volume, not any of that. And at the end of the day, you can be the number one enroller. You can be the number one PPA earner. You can be the number one in the company. I don't care. You can be anything in this business, but it starts within. The people that are growing daily, the people that are putting themselves close to the things that they're avoiding. And so the one thing that because honestly, you guys, I am 16 days away from my wedding or whatever it is, and I'm losing my crap. Linz knows some of the stuff that I've been going through behind the scenes. Everything broke this weekend, and I could usually use that as an excuse to freak out. We had to spend over $1,500 in things that broke this weekend. And instead of letting those things get me down or weigh me down, I choose to be okay, let's grow. Let's learn to pour into me and pour into the consistency factor, because you can go through all the motions, you guys, and not get true results. And you can that's where the true growth part and the popcorn effect of putting yourself in business mode, in growth mode, in mindset mode. Because once your mind arrives there, your life will too. And so that's the one thing I just wanted to touch on, because honestly, are you chasing a carrot at the end of the stick when things look shiny and good? When that rank is there? And I had to check myself on this. I always, I've hit bonuses with this company, and, at the end of the day, I see it happen all the time. People's work ethic is different when there's a shiny carrot at the end of the stick. They show up when those 12K bonuses are out, those 4K bonuses are out, 40K bonuses out. And then once they hit them, or maybe they didn't hit them, whatever the perspective is there, are you letting off the gas after you hit that goal? So that's the one thing that you really got to ask yourself. Are you chasing the carrot at the end of the stick? Or are you putting something in front of you every single day that makes you fight for your future and for your why and for your mindset? Because this business isn't about everyone else. It's about you improving yourself, how capable you can do anything you put your mind to. So I just wanted to say that. I just wanted to be quick on here.
Thanks, love. Okay, so I'm going to end it kind of on that, but I would like to know in the chat section, put the word popcorn, put the word pop, put the word whatever you want. Are you going to leave your popcorn in, your business in, and run with consistency to build residual weekly income? If you're going to commit to that, I want to see that in the chat. Just on the side, we have the chat option, popcorn, pop, whatever you want to say. Make that commitment to yourself and your business, because I can tell you right now, give it 3 months. If you're not willing to bet on yourself for 3 months, then babe, you're not going to be able to handle the type of success that you are trying. And I don't mean this in a rude way, but I mean when more, and I say this with the most love, more levels come more devils. If you think that having a successful business and having that money or that large team, whatever it is that you want from the success, look at all that popcorn and that popping happening in that chat. If you want that and you think that it's going to wash away every single thing that is wrong, it's amazing, but it does not wash it all away. So if you are not willing to commit to yourself and put in that work and develop yourself as into the leader that you want to be and help develop your people who joined you with you. If you guys are not willing to grow your mind and also help others grow their mind, when you get to the rank that you want to be, when you get to the weekly paycheck that you want to be at, you're not going to be sure how to handle it. And I'm speaking from experience, I swear. That's what happened to me last year. I wanted it to happen so bad and so fast, but I didn't grow myself in the process. And it hurt me because of that. So when you want to be in a different place than you are today, you have to grow there. You can't run. You have to grow there. So with that being said, I'm liking all the popcorn that's hopping in the chat. So I'm going to go ahead and end it on that. And again, if you have questions, ask. Because unless you ask, the answer is always going to be no. And even if the answer is no, you're not going to know anything less than you did when you asked, right? So don't be afraid to ask the questions. Don't be afraid to reach out to people and say, hey, how did you do this? Hey, what app is that? Hey, what preset is that? And turn your weakness into your strength and learn and grow through it. So I hope that everybody has a great end of Monday and a great week. And then Wednesday team chat, I will also be hosting. So I'll see you guys on Wednesday. Bye guys.